Um, Good evening. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, just smile again. Looking forward to today's conversation. Amazing. We are looking forward to it. We are looking forward to it. We are looking forward to today's conversation. Oh, so where are the other people? Where are my people? Okay, guys. How are we doing this? You're too faithful to fail. Okay. Makampilisi has joined. Okay, she has sent a request live. All right, let's see. Okay, I'm just going to let me view. All right, thank you very much, guys. While we wait, I wait the others to join us as well. Let's just drive right in. It's good. We have our guests already on the show, and yeah, we gotta do what we gotta do. Um, but first of all, let me just while I welcome everyone, let me just read what this whole thing is about and what we do and who we are, and yeah, that's it. So the other gender, you can see it's written there. That's the topic, the other gender. Now, what's the other gender? The other gender is an initiative by the young, dynamic, determined, and daring generation, the Y3DG, to campaign and join the fight against gender-based violence, gender inequality, and unhealthy patriarchy across Africa. Every day, thousands of GBV cases are reported continually, and a lot more cases go unreported. Opportunities for men and women to continue to be unequal and unhealthy. These opportunities continue to be unequal and unhealthy. I'll take that again. Opportunities for men and women continue to be unequal and unhealthy. Patriarchal relationships continue to dominate our society. We cannot allow this to continue any longer. These vices are continually increasing in our continent, and we urgently need to stop the cycle and eliminate the trend. As a Y3DG, we believe that we can only end this when we all wake up to the reality and take responsibility and be accountable for each other. Because GBV is not gender exclusive. We must all look out for each other, be our brother's keeper and our sister's hero. We must protect the other gender. We have seen time and again that competence has no gender, and with equal opportunities and a level playing field, anyone can truly succeed. Therefore, we call on everyone to guard their loins and put on their hearts of equity, justice, and fairness, and say no to gender inequality. Collaboration is how we will not succeed. So we must learn to trust the other gender. The question is, where do we draw the line? When we choose to think with our brains and not our sex organs, process the thoughts in our minds and act with love and compassion rather than let our sex organs be our decision makers. We will love more, we will laugh more, and we will live more, and as well as understand each other more. Do not demand it. You must earn it, and therefore love the other gender. So this is a campaign that we're embarking on continentally, and it is important that we understand this fact. That is why we are all here to have this conversation together. While we hope that every other person will join us, we want to just dive in right in. So thank you all very much and welcome again. This is One African Forum, and this is our conversation on the other gender as we embark on this campaign. We have in the house, I call her the controversial, which is actually referred to as the controversial boy, Chimelo, but I'll just let her introduce herself. Thank you, guest. Please do introduce yourself and just say hi to everyone. With Chimelo, it's over to you.
Hi, hi, everybody. Good evening. Thank you for joining the live. It's Bitumelo, the controversial Bitumelo, the man's advocate, the patriarchy queen. And yeah, who I am. How's everybody doing this evening?
All right, thank you. By the controversial with Chimelo, can you just tell us why you think you're controversial?
Well, it's because I take issues such as feminism, gender-based violence, patriarchy, and I am very controversial to these topics because I stand for my truth. I stand what I stand for in society, irregardless of what society says in regarding to my point of view, and regardless of every comment that comes, whether negative or positive, I stand by my truth. That is what makes me controversial, and I give raw statements, and I just speak my truth either way.
All right, thank you. So you're saying being raw and being honest makes you controversial. Wow, what a society we're in. Another one quickly. You said you are the patriarchal queen. That's amazing. You said you're patriarchal queen. So you may want to tell us, what did you mean by patriarchal queen? Because now we understand that patriarchy or a patriarchal society is one mainly dominated by men. And here you are as a lady, as a woman, saying you're a patriarchal queen. I don't know. Do you see yourself as a man? Or I don't know. What do you mean by patriarchal queen?
As you did define that patriarchy is of a society dominated by men. Since I advocate and I strongly stand for men, I do not see myself as a man because I advocate for men. I strongly believe in them, not particularly overruling or ruling or dominating in society, but I stand for them and their rights. So that's why I say I'm a patriarchy queen, because I advocate for men.
Okay, so you're saying that when men are there and standing as the king and understanding their role and, trying to be men and dominate and whatnot, they also see you as their queen because now both of you are working together, having the same understanding and pushing towards the same goal. Is that what you're saying?
Definitely, because every king needs its queen, and in order to be a queen, you need to know your place as a woman and not want to play the role of a king.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, that's so interesting introducing you and wait, Chimedo. Welcome again. That's interesting. Now we just dive right in. We dive right in. We're talking about gender-based violence, and um, like the last time you and I had a conversation, we just said we're just gonna talk, we're just gonna have a discussion on this whole thing. But in your opinion, may I just ask, in your opinion, what in your opinion is gender-based violence?
In my opinion, I don't think that violence has gender. It's not gender based. Violence plays both roles. I don't see it as gender based, because once we start saying it's gender based violence, it always have the other party, which always plays victim. So I don't believe in the definition gender based violence.
You just believe in violence. You know there are violence. So that means male can be violent, female can be violent. And so trying to then say gender-based, I mean, you're saying, what you're saying, and if I understand it clearly, is like violence has no gender and violence is not based on any gender. Is that what you're saying?
Definitely.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay. Well, guys, keep your questions coming through, and we'll be taking note of them. I saw Rehabetu asking, "What is the truth?" We're going to get there eventually. Now, you have rightly said that violence has no gender, and you've also said that you don't believe in what gender-based violence, because any gender can be violent. So, and I want to take that from you. I want to take that with you, because a lot of people think gender-based violence is violence against women and whatnot and so on and so forth. But now you're trying to say now that, you know what, the notion of gender-based violence, trying to say, oh, is this gender against this gender, is wrong. However, other school of thought, which I also allude to, say that gender-based violence is violence by one gender against the other. You understand? So it's not necessarily by female against male, and now by male against female. It's by one gender against the other gender. All right? Now, that's what it refers to as gender-based violence. So that's what you're trying to take the notion out and say, guys, let no one be playing the victim. Okay. Now, do you believe in violence against women? Do you understand violence against women? Do you believe there's something like that?
I definitely believe that there is violence against women. Howsoever, there is also violence against men, as much as there is to men. But now, the thing is that we live in a society where women come first. Women are the most vocal ones. Women are just put there. Women are activists. Women have rights in a way that a man can never be as vocal as a woman. Hence, you never hear a case of violence against a man as much as you would against a woman. Men are less vocal, and the reason why we now have a title to violence is because it is always women who come forward about it. And the reason why today we have a society that puts a name to everything and anything so that it favors the women is because a violated man can never go and stand in a nation of people and say enough is enough, men have been abused. Or a man can never go vocal and say, I've been abused by a certain woman countless times. I've been abused physically, emotionally. You know, men end up in depression. Men end up going through debacles in life to a point where nobody is ready to say, I'm listening to you as a man, but everybody is ready to say, I'm listening to you as a woman. I'm forever ready to hear your side of the story as a woman. So I do believe that there is violence against women, but however, I also believe that there is violence against men, which is not vocally put out there.
Thank you very much. I mean, that's there. You avow to the fact that there is there's violence against women, that's a fact. And also, we shouldn't just have a tag and a slogan for VAW. We should also talk about VAM, violence against men as well. So what you're trying to say is let's balance this stuff and stop playing victim and stop picking on men.
Definitely.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, there's a question here, there's a comment here. It says men are physically stronger. Men are physically stronger than women. So naturally, it's easier for them to take advantage. Do you agree to that?
I disagree, because what does
No, wait, sorry. Do
a physical
you agree? Do you agree that men are physically stronger than women? Let's go there first.
Definitely, men are physically stronger than women. That's a fact.
So yeah, that's a fact. Good. Now, thank you. Now, are you saying that you don't agree with the fact that it's easier for them to naturally take advantage of women, even with their strength?
I totally disagree, because we have different sorts of abuse. A man can be physically stronger than a woman, but however, let's not ignore the fact that there's physical abuse, there's emotional abuse, you know. So we cannot use a man's physical ability and say that it's easier for men to take advantage of women because they are physically stronger than women, you know. If we did not classify abuse under your emotional abuse, mental abuse, we would say that we stand the fact that men are physically stronger than women, hence they can take advantage of women.
Okay, so you're saying that yes, you agree that men are physically stronger than women. However, you're saying their strength is not should not be a base for us to accuse them of always abusing women. Because according to you now, there are different kinds of abuse. So we must not generalize abuse. So a man can be strong and fit, but he's right in there, he's being eaten up by some issue or whatever, and it's actually as a result of an abuse from a woman, not necessarily physically. Is that what you're saying?
Because you could have a physically strong man and he wouldn't touch you as a woman. Many women can attest to this, that you'd have a physically strong man who will never lay his hand on you, but he will deal with you emotionally to a point that you feel like it's better to be physical than emotional, because a man that emotionally abuses you now drives you into all sorts of emotions, which might lead you to depression, because if somebody comes at you emotionally, it messes you up as a person. So a physical appearance of a man is completely not dominating when it comes to abuse.
Oh, thank you very much. Okay, that's interesting. Now, here I don't think you said something earlier. You said something about having a society where women come first. You know, I mean, we've been able to create a society for us where women always come first, and so when voices are raised, it's always easier for one to pay attention to the women's voice than the men's voice. So men can be crying out so loud, but they are inaudible. Meanwhile, a woman might just whisper, and everyone is like, "Oh, what's your problem? How's happening? Come to talk to me." You know. So you're thinking that women get more attention than men simply because the society has created them to maybe be the victim of any circumstances. Now, here, the question is also coming again from Rebecca Pasha. She's saying, I do not think women come first. I want to see if you agree. I don't think women come first, or that they play victim. They are generally more vulnerable. Do you agree that women are more vulnerable in the society?
I agree that women are vulnerable, but however, there's a turning point to this whole thing, because if you're gonna come out
Sorry, please continue.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry.
Okay. We can't ignore the fact that when women are said to be vulnerable to society, there's a turning point, because there's women who trigger, who provoke men, taking advantage of the fact that I'm a woman. I can always run to the public and have my word against his, because in the world in general, gender-based violence is a very sensitive issue. So as a woman, you would come out and say, I was abused by a man, a certain man, and society will grab exactly that. So women do play victim. We cannot ignore that, because we are saying women are vulnerable. Why is it that women are always on the pedestal, are always up there on the upper hand when it comes to gender-based violence? Ask yourself that one question: why is it always women that are on the upper hand when
Don't you
we
think? Don't you
experience
think it's
every
because they're
day?
more vulnerable? Don't you think it's because they're crying out loud now that, you know what, guys, we can't hide it anymore. We're dying. You're killing us. You know, is that? Don't you think that's why the women are always there when it comes to gender violence issues?
I think it's because they are more vocal, but now they are vocal. There's women who are genuinely vocal, and there's women who are vocally toxic when it comes to this gender-based violence issue. So women are vulnerable, but however, they take advantage of the situation of this whole gender-based violence situation that we are facing.
So basically, if I understand you clearly, you allude to the fact that women are vulnerable, rather. However, you're saying that, you know, they've been so nursed and so petted into this lifestyle to think that, you know what, I can get away with anything. When I scream, everybody's gonna look at me, not you.
Definitely, definitely it happens. I mean, um, I know there'd be people that would be disregarding what I'm saying right now, because men don't come out and cry. But we are a generation of social media. We are a generation that puts everything on the record. We are a generation that rather record a thing as evidence, you know. So we've seen videos going viral of recently there was a video of a woman at a KFC. I don't know where the area is, but it went viral on social media. It was an incident where a woman was beating up a man in a KFC store, and the woman was just saying, "You're going to pay for this food," and she was beating this man up, and everybody was just there taking videos. Nobody jumped at the situation as much as they would jump at the situation if it was a woman. So it comes to show that women also abuse men, and when it's done in public, it's ridiculing a man. That's where um, uh, toxic feminism comes in, because if you can harass a man like that in public, imagine what you do to him in private. So it can have an effect where they say the woman was triggered by something, you know. They would have reasons and say she was triggered by something, that's why she's acting like that. Maybe she's tired of how the man would treat her at home. But it shouldn't resort to public violence, because it's taking advantage of a man. That comes to show that men are always on the wrong when it comes to gender-based violence.
Hmm. Thank you very much. I mean, there's a lot going on down here, but I'll just quickly slide over. But just before, while I'm sliding there, so what you're saying, you mentioned something about toxic feminism. I was gonna come there eventually, and then we could talk about it. Now, what you're saying basically is we should speak out more for men than women. Is that what you're saying? I mean, am I getting it wrong? We should speak out more for men than women. Is that what you're saying? Please put me right.
No, you told it's we shouldn't speak out more for men than women, but we should know that there's men who are crying out there. We shouldn't always put women on the upper hand on this gender-based violence thing, because we have people with different personalities and characteristics, and you wouldn't interfere or intervene in a relationship of two people not knowing how it started, what was the agreement, and what's happening, you know. And as people, we don't know what triggers us, to act violent towards certain people. So what I'm basically saying is that men should start standing up for themselves as well. They should stop saying, I'm a man, I'm strong, I can't be seen in society crying out as a man. Because once you become a strong man, you bottle it up inside. And when those emotions that are bottled up come out, you bring them out as a result of violence. So men should take care of their mental health. They should take care of their sanity. They must have a mental stability to be able to say, here I am, I'm an abuse victim. I mean, it doesn't have to be a story that people believe, because it's not every woman that comes to the story that people believe. It's true. It's always pushed by because she's a woman. Why can't men also come out and say, we are tired of being strong? We want to take care of our mental health, So I think men should come out more.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, men should come out more. I mean, the truth is, from one of the comments already there, it's noted that, men and women have equal rights. Men and women have equal rights. I mean, I saw someone wrote that up there. Men and women have equal rights. So the law protects everyone equally, and that's why men don't just get arrested and stay in jail indefinitely. They all have equal rights. You understand? Now, the thing is, women here advocating and saying a hit dog will holler. But what you're saying now, you're saying that assuming a hit dog will holler. What you're saying basically is, if it's a man that's been hit as a dog, he wouldn't holler. But if it's a woman that's being hit as a dog, she will holler. That's what you're basically saying. But let's quickly move out of there. Can you hear me? And just quickly, just to take it out of there, Melanine, I see you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm going to interview you. I know you and I had a chat about this before now, and I'd love us to talk about this more. Would you just inbox me your details, and yeah, we'll take it up from there. Okay, we'll take it up from just inbox me your details, and yeah, Melanine, you and I have been in touch, and we'll see what happens from there. All right, I'd really love to have you on the show, seeing what you and I have been talking, and I actually love what you're doing there in the States and everything. So yeah. Just holler and we'll talk. Wait, Chumelo, are you still there? Okay, our guest seemed to be having problem with her. Yes, our guest seemed to be having problem with her connection. She will come back soon. So, guys, what do you think about our guest's opinion? She's saying that violence has no gender, and violence should not be based on any gender. And also, she's also saying that more men, according to her now, or rather, what she's insinuating, that more men these days are actually being abused than women, but they hide it in. They don't say anything. And so what she's advocating is men should actually now come forward and actually cry out. What she's advocating is, let us stop singing the woes of women and saying, oh, women are being abused, women are this, and so on. There's a violence against women and whatnot. Men are also being abused. So she, according to her, being a patriarchal queen, says that she's advocating for men. Guys, what do you think? I'd love to hear it. Come on, drop the pin there. What do you think? Some lady out there is advocating for men and saying, women, come on, take it easily. No. Oh yes. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Melanin. Yes, even sexually, men have been abused sexually. Do you agree? Okay. All right. And don't get to see it as that. All right, Melanin. Thank you. We're going to also take that as well. I'm going to pick on our guest. I hope she comes back soon. And let me explain. I mean, what does she think? Men have been abused sexually? Do we agree to that? Thank you very much, guys. And nobody's stopping men from coming out. Yes, nobody's stopping men from coming out. And think about economics too. Hold safe space. Okay. Oh wow, all right. Mental health. Okay, yes, provide services. Provide services? What I don't really understand that anyway. Think about economics too. Okay, yeah, that's correct. Nobody's stopping men from coming out. Oh, okay. Yeah, our guest is back. I'm gonna bring our guest back on again, and we go. We go in 3, 2, one. We're going with our guest now. Good. Thank you. She's back on. Whoa. Thank you all guys for coming on board, and I see everyone going and coming. I know the network really sucks, but yeah, thank you. Okay. Abu Jumelo, welcome. Are you back?
I'm back. Sorry about that. My connection is
Just
bad.
noted as well. You have really generated a lot of controversy here, so I'm not surprised why you're called the controversial boy Chumelo. The one point I agree with is abuse is not just physical, it takes different forms, emotionally and psychologically. That's true. Now, a friend of mine from Africa said his nannies and his mother. Okay, now before we go there, thank you. I'm just gonna get there. Chumelo, tell me, do you agree that women are actually more abused sexually?
When it comes to
Sorry. Let me
part
rephrase this. Let me rephrase this. Because from one of the comments, right, a lady alluded to the fact that men are also being abused sexually, right? And this is actually not something that is cried out often. Women are always the ones who are sexually abused. They're either raped and whatnot and so on and listen. Now, what do you think about sexual abuse? Because also gender-based violence. What do you think about sexual abuse, sexual violence? You understand? How do we balance that? Who are you standing for there? And what's your opinion? What do you think about
that? Before I continue, oh gosh, my network is bad.
Yeah,
are you catching me?
Catching me. Thank you. The network is bad on your side, but it's doing us a great deal of favor right here because we need this conversation. So yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. When it comes to sexual abuse, I'll go back to my point of toxic feminism. Here is why. I can say that women are more sexually abused than men are. But where do we draw the line of the false sexual accusations made against men? Because we can't disregard the fact that our law stands for women who scream rape at every chance they get if they don't get their way. So we have women who falsely accuse rape for different reasons.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Because we have cases lying in police stations of men who are falsely accused of sexual abuse, can we not generally say or conclude that women are sexually abused more than men? Because if we would say that, we are statistically incorrect, because we have cases lying, we have men who cannot be bailed out of such situations where a man is falsely accused of rape. I'll make an example. We had a scenario of a well-known celebrity of Lady Zama and Usjava, where she accused Usjava of rape. You know, the reason why I'm saying accused is because there wasn't a case opened. Usjava took it up on himself to actually go through the process of the law and till today, Usjava was put on hold. His career was put on hold because a woman simply said, he raped me. The very same woman didn't run to the police station. The first thing she did was run to social media, you know? So there's so many other men who are like Usjava that cannot go through the law, or that men that don't have the power or the authority to stand for themselves like Usjava did, you know? So are we disregarding the fact that there are men who are falsely accused when we say women are more sexually abused than men? Or are we disregarding the fact that men can also be sexually abused? Or are we now as society saying that women are the only people that can be sexually abused? You know, so I totally disagree with the fact that women are the only one that can be sexually
Okay.
abused more than men, you know. As I said in the beginning, as I said in the beginning, that men are not vocal. That is why we do not have the numbers of men who are sexually abused as opposed to the numbers we have of women that are sexually
All right,
abused.
thank you very much. I mean, I do understand you. And we are not saying that women are sexually abused and men are not. But what we're just saying is, well, the ratio actually, or rather, the statistics actually shows that men, or rather, women are actually on the higher side. They're actually more abused. But what you're saying is the reason why the statistics keep increasing in favor of women is because they are the ones who always cry out. I mean, imagine a man crying, coming out of his room and saying, "I've just been raped by a lady." I mean, you right, that's what you're trying to say. Like, no, it's like a shame on them. I mean, but really it's not true. Men out there, listen to us. If you ever feel violated at any point by anything or anyone, you should speak out. You should speak out. That is it. Now, who's to prove this? We What you're basically saying is what one of our viewers also saying now, that we should stand against abuse, period, regardless of gender, right?
Definitely,
To stand against
yes,
abuse.
definitely.
Now, somebody is saying that there's voice everywhere on social media, and that the question is, when has the law really stood by their people in your country? Now, when has the law? You rightly said. I mean, I took note of what you said. You said that the law uh, stands for women who scream out for rape, and not necessarily for men, right? And then somebody is saying, like, when has the law really stood up for people in your country? So I think there's a balance there. There's a balance there, that we're having a woman advocating for men. Now, I think the point of your agenda is to stand for abuse against both genders. I think it is said in the opening statement, love the other gender and protect the other gender. Yes, we did say that. Love the other gender and protect the other gender. And here we have a woman come in and say, you know what, I'm standing for the other gender. I'm standing for men. But necessarily what I pick from what you're saying is, you're advocating for men. You are not necessarily trashing out women. You're just saying, women, you know what? Calm yourself. I remember one of the conversations we had. I'm sorry I'm bringing this live now. One of the conversations we had, you actually talked about how women should be taught, how women should be groomed to understand their role as women and their position as women, you understand, and also learn to respect themselves and the other gender, you know. Yes, and doing so viciously, you know, and also taught to respect the other gender. Just also, as men should, while growing up, be taught how to respect themselves, how to carry themselves, and respect the other gender as well. So basically, you are saying, I mean, I'm saying from our conversation and what we're saying now, you're saying that women have been so spoiled to think that, you know what, they can misbehave, and then if you ever raise your voice against them, they can come out and scream abuse.
Definitely. I'm going to be very controversial right now.
Well, that's what you are. I'm not surprised.
I've always said this. I've always said this because, you know what? I'm like, I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna say it loud and clear to men. This is to men. Um, dear Black Kings, let them close their legs for you. You are missing out on nothing. There is nothing special. Do not allow women to now come at you because they think what they have in between their legs is power to control you as a man. If it takes that they close their legs, let them do it. And it's not going to be anything new. I mean, there's nothing special about it. The reason I'm saying this is because I strongly feel that, and I strongly believe that women, I'm not going to say all women.
Oh, there we go again. The network is really sucking right now. Okay, but then, yeah, we will. When she comes back, we're going to join. I mean, it's really getting interesting, guys. It's really getting interesting. Thank you all very much. Yes, the point is to speak. Are you back? Whoo! The network is so gracious to us today. Come on, shoot. We're listening. It's really getting exciting.
Sorry, as I was saying, I strongly believe that some women, if not all, I'm going to say some, because I know they'll come at me and say I'm generalizing, of which I would like to, but for the sake of a good conversation, I'll say some women. They use what's in between their legs to get men. The reason I'm saying this is because there are men who will pay money for getting pleasure from a woman. And there are women who will use it against a man, or who will use it to control a man. So what I'm basically saying is that they seek power with no control as women, you know. So I need men to now come out and stand out. It does not matter who believes you or how many people come at you, but there will be a number of people who strongly believe you and stand with you as a man, you know. So I just like to say, men should never, not even for one, like, make those days gone days where you allow a woman to now overpower you because of what she has or what she can give you, you know. So as much as men can come out and say I'm gay, can they come out and say I'm being abused, you know? Can we be vocal as a nation? Can men be can a nation of men be vocal about abuse, physically, emotionally, any sort of abuse, as much as they can come out about being gay? You know, let us balance.
All right, thank you very much. Now, a question is, what's my position as a woman? And I'm going to ask you that question, and I'm going to ask a follow-up question. Now, April is Abuse Awareness Month. Okay, I think that's in the US, right? Women held accountable for kidnapping. Oh, you know what, Melanin, you and I really need to talk. Okay, I mean, there's a lot going on that I think I need to bring you on the show for. So, Melanin, please, like I said, hit my DM with your details, and then we'll take it up there. But Chumelo, tell me, is that feel free to generalize if if that's your view. Okay, wait a minute, there's a lot of comments coming up. Feel free to tell if that's your view. We generalize most. Well, that's good. Okay. Yes. Somebody said feel generalize. Yeah, sorry. Right. Okay, now let me ask you this question, and I would want you to answer me from an educational approach, how we can handle this thing. How do we end gender-based violence?
Ending gender-based violence would be a matter of, let us stop with this mentality of saying, let us groom the girl child how to treat a man or how to be submissive to a man. Let us now say, let us also groom the male child to be the man that the past generation was never. You know, if you're gonna groom a girl child and say, I'm grooming you on how to be a woman to a man, how do you groom a woman on how to be a woman to a man that was never groomed on how to be a man? Is that not put to waste? Because you are teaching a woman to simply give in to a man, be submissive to a man who knows nothing about submissiveness, who knows nothing about what a woman is, you know? So let us balance this thing and say, we are men, let us groom each other. We are women, let us groom each other. So that when both energies come together, there's always a solution to problem, either than resorting to violence.
All right, thank you very much. So what you're saying is, as we grow, or as we grow our children, because one of the goals of the YTRDG is to raise a new crop of young people in the next generation. So the YTRDG, which we are, which is actually hitting on this campaign right now under One Africa Forum, which is the young, dynamic, determined, and daring generation. We're trying to raise a crop of young people in Africa that have a dynamic approach to things. And basically, they are actually tagged the pillars of Africa. Now, what you're saying is we need to groom the men and teach them how to treat a woman and how to be responsible. And we need to teach the women, grooming them, how to be responsible, how to treat the men, and also how to be submissive. I'm going to go back to that submission part now. And then basically what you're saying is now, as parents or guardians, we should also go the extra mile in teaching our children, right, whatever gender, how to handle the other gender when they find certain traits lacking in them that they ought to have. Right? That's what you're saying. When they find certain traits lacking in them that they ought to have, how do you then treat them? How do you teach them? How do you groom them? Now, in terms of submission, you said we must teach the girl child, we must teach them to learn submission. Now, that's such a controversial point because I understand that a lot of people refer to the Bible and say, Bible says women must be submissive, right? Now, but from my understanding from the Bible also says, Bible actually said there that women should be submissive to their husbands, not to the men. You understand? Not to the men. And from what I saw from one of the comments that it said generationally and historically, women have never been put in front. Women have always been, never been ahead of men, you know? So are you saying that we should go back to the roots and understand the place of women? Not necessarily idolizing or rather idling them in the kitchen, right, or whatnot. They can be out there, but they need to understand that there has to be a balance. Like you said, when this energy comes and this energy comes, there is a synergy, right? Is that what you're saying? So the Bible says, "My husband, wife should be submit to their own husbands," and so on. Yeah, somebody just put own husband there. Let me quickly read what's going on here. African parents and elders are more sophisticated, so your point has to be about new age parenting. That's what we're saying exactly. Thank you. That's what we're trying to teach the new crop of the young people now in the Y3DG. Now, the African women and men in my life are teaching us, elders included, right? Now, own husband, speak king. Wait, now you are a king. You just got promoted. Oh wait, I get. Is that for me or for Boitumelo? Come on, let's hear it. Is that for me or for the guest speaker? Who you calling the king right now? Okay, but then let's move on. And then the synergy. Like you said, we should have a synergy. So guys, whoever is listening out there, go out and spread the message. Let us. Oh, to me, that's to you too, Melanie. Thank you. So you're still the queen, Boitumelo. Relax, relax. We've not brought it to the other side. So guys, here out there, because we'll be running up the show in a moment, what we're saying here basically is groom the male child to have this sort of energy that respects women, that treats women with it's a sense of responsibility, and not demanding. Right? We mustn't. I mean, we must take out that trait of being demanding out of men. Right? Men, you don't own anything. You need to earn it. Do you agree with me? And it also goes for the other gender as well. We must treat our women to understand how to treat men, how to be responsible to men, how to be respectful, just as men must be respectful, and not demand anything. You must earn it. You understand? You must be loving as well. Right? If we have such a synergy going on, in the society, then there will be any violence. I mean, why do I have to be violent against you when we have an understanding, right?
Definitely. I just want to go back a bit to the point of submissiveness. I just want to be clear on that one. A comment came in and said that a woman must be submissive to
own husband in capital letter, Baba. Own husband, like not another person's husband. Own husband. Yeah, sure.
It's okay. It's okay. So because a person must be submissive to her own husband, when I say submissive, I mean that women in Africa, whether a married woman or not, I think you'll agree with me on this one, that the girl child is raised differently from the boy child. And by differently, I mean that there are certain things that a girl child gets told. A girl child gets taught that you are a woman, you must respect a man. One day you will get married. In your marriage, this will happen, you must do this. women are trained from a tender age that as a woman you must carry yourself out in a certain way towards a man, right? And men, that's why I said that we need men to also be groomed, so that it's not only the women that are groomed to be in a certain way towards men. Why are you now going to be groomed for a man who can handle what you were groomed for? You know? So by submissive, I mean that it comes in a form of respect. Self-respect comes before anything else. If as a woman you do not have respect, you can never respect a man, or you can never respect the next person. So what I'm basically saying is that by being submissive, I don't mean that play a wifely duty to a man. It can be your boyfriend, it can be your brother, it can be any man around the world. But what I'm saying is that know your place as a woman. We are Africa. We were bred and raised in an African way. So let us not disregard our African spirit and our African ways simply because we are westernized. Let us not adopt the cultures of other people while we are Africans, because once we adopt those cultures, we now become what we were never raised to be. That triggers us to fall into the hands of this gender-based violence and all sorts of things. Remember that in Africa, we didn't have feminism. In Africa, Black women were taught by white women to be feminists. There are 3 waves of feminism, of which we can have a debate on this some other time when you host me, if you would. You know what I mean. So let us not disregard our African ways and say, I'll never be submissive to a man because he didn't marry me. Where does your conscience lie as a woman? Because once you utter that statement with your mouth, you are going to disrespect or disregard or want to overpower every single man that you come across. Where does it put you as a woman? What does it say about you as a woman? What kind of a mother are you going to be? What kind of a sister are you going to be? You know, let us not disregard other things over other things so that we can get to where we want in our own way. As a woman, do not disregard yourself, or do not disregard respect as a woman. Know your place and respect. Respect is key.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, now, so it's such a complex issue, and the conversation is going really great. So thank you. Now, somebody just pointed out, actually emphasizing what you're saying, that upbringing is an important part of this issue. So in other words, if we intend, and if we really want to end gender-based violence in the next decade, or for the next generation coming, we need to inculcate such certain cultures in the growing generation, right? In the coming generation. And what you're saying is basically we need to educate them, we need to teach them, groom them in such a way that they learn to respect each other, even at certain age. So while you're grooming the girl child to be a woman, to be a mother, to be a wife, and also to be a CEO, to be an MD, to be whatever she has to be, groom the male child as well to be a man, to be a husband, to be a father, to be a friend, to be a CEO, to be whatever they have to be, right? They must be balanced, isn't it? Right. Good. Thank you very much. Thank you. Now, I personally, there's a point there. Personally, I believe when a woman feels respected, appreciated, and loved, they voluntarily become submissive. A woman does not become submissive on demand. Well, I'm going to get your final point on that, but let's just wait. And then know thyself. Know thyself. That's the point. So, on a final note, Boitumelo, I really want to have you on the show for as long as I can. But I know you and I had agreed on maybe an hour or so, and I know you really want to be here. It's really getting interesting, but we'll keep it. I really want to make sure I keep our promises to our viewers. Told them it's just about an hour, maybe a little longer or shorter, depending on how the conversation goes. But this is a conversation that demands the longer, but it's fine. Thank you, Boitumelo. So guys, we have learned, and please, Chumelo, I know you and I are very good friends, and yeah, I can hit you up anytime, and boom, you'll be here. So just be ready. I'm gonna hit you up anytime, and I'm gonna say, please come back on the show again, because you have started a conversation that you have not been able to end. But definitely not next week. We have another guest coming on next week. Actually have a series of guests lined up for a couple of weeks, and it's getting interesting, guys. Tell people this is a conversation that everybody needs to come live on. Everyone needs to come and have a say on this issue, because if we do not tackle, like you and I said over the phone, we're talking, and if we do not see this issue from all views and all perspective, we will not be able to end this problem. We will actually be fighting it one-sided, and when we're fighting it one-sided, the other side is actually growing stronger. We need to have a wholesome approach to this issue, isn't it? So thank you very much. Know thyself, guys. Please, 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 and please, let's end gender-based violence in Africa. Like Bochumelo said in her opening statement, violence has no gender, and violence should not be based on any gender. Any gender can be violent, and so we must not, and we must refuse to actually pick on a particular gender, especially on the male gender, and so on. Now, you can also have multiple people on live at once. Yes, Melanie, I should have gotten you live on these, but trust me, when I'm bringing you live again, I might bring Bochumelo on the day I'm bringing you live. I'll bring her again. So yeah, let's all have this conversation together. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that when next I bring you live, or on a day. And just be ready. We'll be planning a synergy soon. We're planning a synergy soon. We'll have male and women and female all coming together and having this whole issue on gender-based violence. It most likely will be happening on our Zoom platform, most likely, or any other platform where we can accommodate a lot more people to have these conversations, And yeah, we'll talk more on it. So thank you very much, Bochumelo. It's been such a pleasure to have you. I mean, thank you very much. There's a lot that is still yet to be answered, but we can't do that right now because of our time. So yeah, you can just stick around while we round up the show. And thank you very much. God bless you. Do you have any final words?
My final words are that I hope I come back again for this live, because I've got so much to say, and time is limited. Right? What I can say for now is that Black King, do not forget yourself as a man. Do not use your power and channel it in the wrong direction. Do not allow your mental stability to be overshadowed. Do not be the man you do not want to see in your children or the next generation. Be a man that stands out for thyself. Cry if you have to. Power in you is going to be a better power if brought out in the correct way. Do not use your power to abuse. Do not use your power to bring out your emotions. Rather vocally bring out your emotions than physically bring out emotions. And I still say, I stand for a Black King, and I'm still the patriarch queen, and forever will be. Thank you so much for hosting me.
Thank you, Benjamin. That was a powerful one. I mean, I couldn't even write everything you said. So what I'm going to do, I'll probably go find a way to crop it out of the entire live video and put it out there. Wow. Thank you very much. It's such an honor to have you again. And I'm really happy. Benjamin, you've done it again. Thumbs up on you, right? Thumbs up to you for that. Thank you very much. And yeah, I'll call it a quit with you. God bless you. Stay well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Till next time. Thank you.
Yes, guys, thank you very much for your time. Thank you so much for your time. And yeah, we're really looking forward to having her again. I mean, she actually made some very backup point there, and I really appreciate it. Thank you all. Thank you for your time. Yes, the discussion. Yeah, we'll stay with Melanie. Thank you. And like I said, hit my inbox and we'll talk more about this, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, we must go back to our roots and be reminded of the kings and queen we are. Yeah, mutual respect will pave a great future for this generation and those that follow. Thank you very much. That is very, very interesting. So guys, I really appreciate you all. And if you have anything to say, please hit the inbox and just drop a message there, and I will talk more about it. You can also email us on y3dg1africanforum@gmail.com. I repeat, y3dg1africanforum@gmail.com. And also, if you have a story to share with us on how maybe your experiences on GBV and whatnot, please don't forget to actually just go on our website. Go on our website and then just navigate to the Y3DG, click on navigate to the events and campaign. On the other gender, you will see right there, there is a link for you to share your anonymous story. Just click on the link. It takes you straight to where you share your anonymous stories, and then share your stories there. Like I said, it will remain anonymous unless you give us approval to do otherwise, to be anonymous. And so we can actually have this empathy and share it right. Thank you all very much. I'll see you again, same time, same place next week. Every Monday, we're having these live conversations every Monday, 8 p.m. South African time, 8 p.m. Central African time. Every Monday, we're having this conversation. So thank you all very much. I really love you all, and I'll see you again. So, bye, guys. Thank you.